weekend
on BBC Radio 6 Music.
And so, Sean Farrington, as I mentioned, he's out and about this morning, getting reaction to the latest Brexit developments in Westminster from the city this morning, the UK's financial centre, of course. What's happening there today, Sean?
Yeah, it's only a few miles sort of down the road, but a huge amount of attention paid by those in the City of London. I'm right on the border of what people would call the Square Mile and Silicon Roundabout Tech City. So it's new meets old almost. I'm on a rooftop terrace, 20 floors up, on Old Street in London, looking over the fantastic skyline of London. Big decisions being made here in the world of insurance, in the world of pensions, big things that affect our future finances, and our role with the relationship with the European Union has a big role in that. I've got with me Simon Lancaster, who is founder and chief executive, entrepreneur, so runs SJL Insurance Services. Simon, good morning.
Good morning.
So you started off in Worcester. Now you've got big insurance, 65 employees in London, Bristol, Worcester.
Yeah.
How does it feel to you when you look at those different regions? How does the world feel to you when it comes to insurance and the Brexit negotiations?
I think there's a definite requirement for a deal. I think we do need to get a deal, and so that we can crack on with Brexit, I suppose, for want of another phrase. A business needs certainty, people need certainty.
Why do they, in the world of insurance, though? If people are looking to renew their car insurance, or a business is looking to get their commercial insurance that they'd get every year, why should they care about what's going on in Westminster at the minute?
We don't do personal car or house insurance. We're business insurance brokers, so we can insure any type of business in the UK. So a real wide range of businesses, from manufacturing businesses to professional businesses. A lot of businesses doing business in Europe and around the world. So I think they need clarity when they're thinking about hiring and investing, so they know what the deal is going to be, if there is going to be a deal, what the passporting rights are going to be, so that they can just plan accordingly.
Rights, what does that mean?
Well, passporting is more insurance specific, so where we're trading across Europe, you need, at the moment, as a member of the EU, you can trade in any member state under passporting rules, because as a member of the EU you get passporting rights across borders. But if we were to leave with no deal, that could cease. So there needs to be some planning around that. But
there's been a bit of planning around that. I just wonder, in terms of, so that, for example, was one of the things on those 8 motions that we saw yesterday, MPs looking to give their support or lack of support to certain different things. If it was no deal, in terms of how you would do business, 65 employees you've got in the UK, would it affect you if there was no deal?
Fortunately, Lloyds have been quite ahead of the game in terms of planning, so they have opened a Brussels operation, which we've got a terms of business with, so that does circumnavigate some passporting issues, which is a good thing. But I would imagine there are other industries that haven't got that. But businesses, when they're looking to invest, when they're looking to recruit, they really need to know what's going to be happening in months and years to come. And
is that affecting you at the minute?
At the moment, I don't think we've got that certainty.
Are you thinking employees-wise, are you holding back? Are you growing? What are you able to do?
We're growing because we're quite optimistic and positive, and we're investing in staff. We've doubled our staff numbers and increased our revenue by 40% since the Brexit vote of 2016. So
why are you optimistic?
Because I believe this country is a great country with great people. We've got a great City of London here that we're stood in, and, you know, the City of London and Lloyds has been going for hundreds of years, and it's overcome many hurdles in its time, and I don't see that Brexit would derail it, even in the worst case scenario of no deal, and I hope we do get a deal. But
has your mind changed at all on that matter?
It has, yeah. I initially voted Remain in the original referendum in 2016, but if there were to be a second referendum now, I would vote Leave, because I think we need, whether you agree with them or not, the British people made a bold and brave decision in 2016. And I think it's time for us in business, and also the politicians, particularly in Westminster, to be equally bold and brave and make a success of it. And I think further delay, further extensions, second referendums would just delay the uncertainty and chaos for years to come. So I think we need a good deal and crack on with making a success of it.
You've got staff in London, Worcester and Bristol, as I mentioned. Do you, when you chat to your staff, because 65 is sort of a number where you can still get to know most of the people who work for you, do you detect a different type of mood when it comes to Brexit in Bristol, Worcester and London? in the different areas?
No, I think it's pretty commonplace across the country, actually, and I'm sensing a shift.
What is
I know,
that, yeah?
I know a lot of people are focusing on the negative side of things, but I do sense a shift to people that voted Remain now shifting to let's get on with it, let's leave, let's get a good deal, let's make a success of it. So I think there are more people of that opinion than the media portray, potentially.
Interesting. Simon, just as we look out across London, which has the better view? Bristol, Worcester or London, would you say?
Worcester, obviously.
Excellent, yeah, that's where you're from originally.
Yeah.
Cheers, Simon. Simon Lancaster, who runs it all himself, no investors involved, SJL Insurance in Services. So 65 employees relying on how he runs a business. He's optimistic for the future.
Thank you very much, Sean. Loads of reaction coming through to events in Westminster yesterday. Theresa May saying she will stand down if her deal gets through. MPs then voting on but not finding a majority.